My name is Brian from Surrey, Ontario, and welcome to the first episode of Brian's Kitchen. Just to give a quick rundown of the confessional video, I'm Brian. I'm 31, I'm a pipe fitter, I'm fat, time to fix it, recently married, and I don't want to be dead in 15 years. Getting started with this thing, I got in contact with a lot of people. I've been contacting doctors to find out where I'm at. Got a hold of some trainers. Got a great team of people and contributors that are actually going to be coming along and helping with the channel, which is awesome. The first one is Colin Morton, who actually runs Bend Fitness. He's a personal trainer, has a degree in sports science, I believe it is, and he brought to light a lot of things that I was dealing with and explained a lot of symptoms that I was dealing with. The first one of which is leptin resistance. Now what leptin is the hormone that's released that when you eat enough food and you're full, it tells your brain, listen, you chubby bastard, quit eating. Clearly, I don't have that anymore, so I have leptin resistance. The other problem that I have is because my metabolism is so slow that I eat too much and I eat starchy, bad food, and it gives me what's called an insulin spike. And an insulin spike is basically kidneys get word that all this bad food's coming in, all the extra sugar from the starch that's coming through the system fires up the insulin level, and it makes me tired, lethargic, and I don't really want to do anything, which is completely, totally awful. So anyway, what we've gone ahead and done is we've come up with a bit of a meal plan so that I understand what's the good stuff is that's going to be coming into my body and what I'm going to get out of it. Which the last time I actually did a workout thing was 4 years ago. I went completely raw food. All I ate was tuna and chicken breast. I literally ate rabbit food every day going to work, 3 giant tubs of vegetables and fruit, and a green smoothie in the morning. So I had typically the right idea, but the other flip side to that is that I didn't have the backing and the knowledge of what food did what for my body. So I was consuming a lot of good stuff. I was working a physical job, and then I'd go spend 2 hours at the gym every day. Sure enough, after 3 months, I lost 100 pounds and I felt better, but I didn't learn portion control, and I was eating the wrong food anyway, and it was easy for me to get off task because I was tired of eating shitty food. So this whole web series is going to be about me learning from the bottom what it is that I need to use to move forward and learn how to eat properly. So the first thing that I learned was, and I think we all have heard this before, cut out your starches. Starches go into your system, they turn themselves into sugar. Your body basically doesn't get any nutrition from sugar at all, other than quick, fast, high, and then you're done. So a big peak, hard drop off, you lose all your energy, you want to have a nap. I love naps, but at the rate that I want naps, it's not worth it. So you start off by cutting out our starches. So that is rice, that is bread, that is potatoes, that is pasta, which being a North American male is basically my 4 food groups, if I'm honest. So what we do instead is we're going to substitute it for different stuff. And I have a bunch of stuff here. I went to the bulk barn earlier and we went through all sorts of stuff, and I actually found out that we can save a lot of money buying from bulk barn and doing a little bit of food prep as opposed to just buying canned stuff from the grocery store. So instead of doing the rice or the potatoes, his first thing was load up on legumes. So right here, we got about 2 pounds of kidney beans. Now, in a regular can of kidney beans, it's going to be about $1.99, right? This is about 2.5 pounds of kidney beans, and we got it for about $3. So if you just go ahead and you put the extra effort into this, and you do the food prep, it makes a big difference. So, kidney beans, good. Legumes, good. Chickpeas or garbanzo beans, whatever you want to call them, good. These are all things that are great. If you still want to have some kind of wheat product, one thing that I find that works really well for me that doesn't upset my stomach is something called tabbouleh. What it is a mixture, essentially it's a parsley salad that has cracked wheat for a filling, cracked wheat or bulgur. And actually I went to the bulk barn and I found a lot of bulgur for about, I'd say this bag's probably $3. Now, go ahead and compare that at, this is your regular PC brand blue menu. I bought this at No Frills for $3.99 for a little box at 225 grams. I've got well over a kilo here for $3.50. So again, do a little research, figure out what it is that you want to do, and if you want to save some money, you can save some money. The other thing that you really need to cut out is vegetable oils, because vegetable oils are not good. They're all hydrogenated, and if you don't understand what the hydrogenation process is, basically you cut up the soil, you mash the shit out of it, you boil it, and the stuff that comes off of it at the end is the clear sugar that comes out of the soy. That's what it is. So cut out that and go with coconut oil or old-fashioned unsalted butter. As stupid as it sounds, unsalted old school butter, the old way that we used to cook things, too much refined sugar makes you fat. And butter tastes a whole lot better, so buy butter. I'm all for it. The other thing is that you have to remember that people always say health food tastes like shit, and it's true. Health food is shitty. It doesn't taste good unless you know how to cook. But there's things that you have to learn that you need for the kitchen to learn how to cook. First off, spice rack. Don't waste time with the little stuff. Go to the bulk barn. Paprika is your friend. It'll give it a really nice tone to all your meals. Here we got chili powder. Everyone knows chili powder. You can't have chili without chili powder. You know exactly what that tastes like. Here we have cloves. Cloves are an excellent antioxidant. This is exactly the kind of stuff that you want to be able to fit into your meal. Get the ground stuff. It blends into your meal a whole lot better. It's got almost a cinnamony quality to it, but it adds a whole lot of flavor, which is also nice. Oregano. Looks like fake weed, I know. Actually one of the most used spices that I use in my kitchen. Star anise, if you can find it. I am a huge fan of Vietnamese pho. Love it, love it, love it. I can have bowls and bowls and bowls on it. And star anise is not the easiest stuff to find, at least in this town where I live in, where it's 70,000 people and nobody really cooks Asian food except for the Chinese restaurants. So, if you can get a hold of star anise, this is, between this and actual oxtail to make pho out of, make sure that you get a hold of that stuff. Everyone hates kale. We all agree kale tastes like a wet fart, and if you put some dressing on it, it tastes like a well-dressed wet fart, right? So what you can do here is you can actually get processed kale, and you can just sprinkle some of this in anything you want. You can also do smoothies. You can do whatever you want with this stuff, but it's there, and it's basically just a super green, ready to go, ready to blend. Let's see here, we've got some pumpkin seeds for snacks. I like raisins. I'm a big fan of raisins. Instead of regular fruit, if you're on the go and you don't like eating a browned apple, dried fruit. It's basically browned apples that are delicious and easy and fun to chew. Black pepper, can't say enough about black pepper. If you want heat, that's the way you want to do it. Let's see here, what else we got? We've got ground pumpkin seeds, so you can get a little bit extra into your meal. Flaxseed, hemp hearts, chia seeds. These are going to clean out everything in your gut. So at first, when you're starting it out, trust me with this, go light on this stuff or you're going to make yourself feel like crap, or no one's going to be around you because you're going to be pushing out so much gas, it's going to be awful. So take it easy on that. And last but not least, as we all know, we all like eating crap food all the time. So offset it with supplements. This is called Super Greens. So it's like the kale stuff, but a little more hardcore. It's expensive. It's basically like a supplement. Mix just a little bit in, or else it's just too much greens. We have chips. We have all those kind of things. Change it over to granola. It's not hard. This stuff is like a super chunky kind of stuff. It's got all sorts of good stuff. It's so much better, and it'll just make you feel a whole lot healthier. Now, other things that you will consider wanting to switch out are, there's a lot of vegetables out there that don't really do a whole lot for you. There's some that do great things for you. Tomatoes are great for your heart. Carrots are great for your eyes. Lay off on the fresh fruit in the beginning. So just to go over a couple of points here, we're going to cut out the starches. Noodles, yes, that includes rice vermicelli. It's also a noodle. It's also a rice. Any kind of starch. So potatoes, bread, no bread, bread was a food that was made years ago for people in places where they couldn't grow actual vegetation. That's why bread's a thing. We don't need it. The other thing is I'm going to be cutting out is dairy products. The only dairy that I'm actually going to have is once a day, creamer in my coffee and butter to cook with, because I don't care for the taste of coconut oil, and that's just how I am. So I'm going to substitute the starches with legumes, avocado, beans. I'm going to cut out my chips and snacks. I'm going to replace them with dried fruit, granola, and mixed nuts. Don't go too heavy on the peanuts. There's a lot of adverse fat in there that really doesn't do any good for you. In other mixed nut bags that aren't so heavy on the peanuts, you're going to find a lot of omega-3s, and they're really good for you. You're going to find first thing in the morning that omega-3 is really going to push you over the hump of getting your ass out of bed and going to work instead of the regular caffeine hit. Now, don't get me wrong, I love my coffee as much as the next person, but the omega-3s is what really, really helps. So for every one of your meals, here's what I gathered the information from my meeting with a personal trainer. Every meal should have a fat, a protein, a vegetable, and water. Water is your big one. If you eat too much fiber and you don't have any water to push it through, it's going to be a clog. No good. Nobody wants that. You just end up hurting yourself, and everyone knows what it's like, especially us other big guys that know what bloating's all about. When things don't work the way they should, you feel it. Make sure that first thing in the morning, if you're going to go the supplement route, because supplements are a great help if you're a guy like me that doesn't like to eat in the morning. I don't have time for breakfast. I don't like breakfast. So with your coffee, have a green supplement, a fish oil supplement, and a protein supplement. I'm not going to tell you what brands because I'm not really going down the supplement road. My metabolism right now is just way too slow to deal with it. And the biggest thing is have a plan. And by have a plan, I mean take stock of how you eat. Keep a food diary, a food journal. And really take stock of what kind of food are you eating. Like, I know I was notorious when I lived out in Alberta and I was working 10, 12, 14 hours a day. It was nothing for me to go order a pizza on the way home and just eat the pizza and go to bed because you're on the go and you don't really think. But at the same time, when I started losing weight like crazy, I could find time to do do all the prep work that I needed to make sure that things got done. So have a plan. One night I'm going to have chili, the next night I'm going to have chicken breast with kale, and the next night I'm going to have a legume soup. Have an idea what you're going to do. Don't just show up to the grocery store half stoned and be like, yeah, granola bars, we love granola bars, and holy shit, look at all these juice boxes and pop and shit. No. Don't go to the store half stoned. No. That's how I got this way. Stop it. The other thing is, have an exercise plan. If you're big like me, I'll be honest, I'm pushing 500 pounds. It sucks. I have the equivalent weight of carrying around 2 people all the time. It's hard for me to get off of couches, and it's hard for me to get in and out of my car, and it's hard to go for walks and all this shit, but you don't have to kill yourself in the gym. I did it before for 2 months, and I fell off the wagon hard, and it was 4 years ago. I never got back on. I lost 100 pounds in 2 months. I felt like $1 million. I fell off the wagon. 4 years later, here I am, fatter than I was to begin with. So don't do that. Have a plan. Go for a walk. If you have a home gym, I set up a home gym out in my garage. We'll be showing you that later. $400 universal. I found a heavyweight bag for free that cost me $30 in hardware from Princess Auto to hang, and I managed to find a free elliptical and a free treadmill. You don't need a whole lot of money to get started. But yeah, have a plan, substitute the good stuff for the bad, look at supplements if you find them necessary. As I go through this, I'm going to be preparing a meal and telling you guys how I feel 10 minutes after the meal, 20 minutes after the meal, and an hour after the meal. So that way you can kind of understand, especially if you're a big guy, those are the people I really want to connect with. Because let's face it, we're 31. How much longer do we want to live like this? This is not a way of doing things. So have a plan. Have an exercise plan. Keep track of this stuff. The best part, if you think about it, is if you write everything down and you're a success, then you have already developed your plan to go to the next person that you inspire and say, this is what I learned. And that's what this entire channel is about. Anyway guys, it's about 9 o'clock on a July night. So signing off here from Dietary, Ontario, this has been Brian's Kitchen. Have a good one.